All right, guys. So, being as though we are young people, young adults,
young kings and queens.
Yes, thank you. I feel like it's a personal problem. I feel like a lot of people are having this problem. So I figure why not just speak about it. Just dealing with older generation, whether that may be, 30s to like 80, more around like the 60, 80, like that generation. But like it could really go from like 30s to like 80 on. Like, do you have issues dealing with their mentality or their views on life in general, or mainly our lives, and how do you deal with the intertwining of your views and their views together?
I will say I've had this with my entire family, and it all stems from weed, marijuana use, because I started smoking weed. First time I hit a blunt was in 7th grade. Hope my mom ain't watching this. But first time I hit a blunt was in 7th grade. I didn't really start smoking until junior year of high school, though. And I remember like having sit downs with my uncles, aunts, my mom, talking about like, oh, weed is bad for you. This can happen if you use weed. Da 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 da. And culturally, we were in two different places, because they come from Haiti. They come from a place where like, yo, you're gonna get arrested for walking around with weed. Like, yo, you get shot for weed and shit like that. You know how mad people are in jail because of weed and like that. So I understood where they were coming from, but they just never understood that that's not the way it is now. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to be as worried as they were, and it's okay. You know what I mean? It's socially acceptable and all that. And now they understand it, but back then, like, that was like pulling teeth. And when they disagreed with me, it just got to the point where I simply just tuned them out. Because I know what they're saying has no credence, has no value to me, and it doesn't apply to my situation. So I'm not gonna listen to you just because you're telling me what you think is right because you're older than me or you're my family. Like, nah, I'm gonna use my own critical thinking skills. If what you're saying is actually factual or applies to me in my situation, then yeah, I'm gonna use it. If not, then I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go in one ear and out the other. I'm gonna listen to you, give you that respect because you're family, but I'm not gonna process what you said.
So you won't even have a discussion about like you making your views known to them. You'll just
I'll definitely go back and forth with them. Okay. I will have that discussion, but I mean, we're having that discussion. We're both disagreeing with each other. You know what I mean? We're not getting anywhere.
True.
So it's pointless in a way, but yeah, I definitely do have that discussion. Me and my mom used to butt heads about that all the time. But yeah, that's honestly how I feel. I think that's healthy though, to have that with your family, because there's no way you guys agree about everything.
Everything, true.
Yeah, I normally have disagreements with the older generation all the time. Like literally since I was younger up until now. I feel like even now it's becoming more vocal because I am in fact older. And I don't know, when you're younger and you have these older authority figures, sometimes you feel like you're at a spot where you can't really say anything because they're older than you. Apparently they know better, and at the time they could still kick your ass at the time, you feel me? But as you get older, that first time you stop your parents from hitting you, and then they tell the whole world that you hit them. It's like moment on. Facts.
Hold up. That happened to you too?
Hold on. That happened to everybody, bro. That happened to everybody. But I stopped.
We all living the same life.
I stopped a belt I stopped a belt whooping from my mom one time. 15 minutes later, all of Haiti knew.
All
it
your
was hilarious.
Pulled up, right?
Facts. I'm like, half of y'all niggas calling my phone. I don't even know your first name. So let's just stop this right now. But yeah, it gets to the point where when they start realizing that they don't really have that influence over you or that power over you, that there just becomes these constant disagreements. You feel me? Like, I was on my own for 3 years, for example, right? I was on my own for 3 years. And then before COVID during COVID, I moved back with my mom. So I haven't been at home since I was like 20. I haven't lived at home since I was 20, right? Obviously, a lot of shit has happened in the time gap, you feel me? There was a lot of shit that I wasn't doing around 20 that I'm doing now, you feel me? And went through different experiences, different lessons and all that shit. And when I came back home, my mom couldn't really see that. She was like, yo, I don't like how you're talking to me. Like, before you used to do this, before you used to do that. And I was just like, yo, like, that was 3 years ago. It's shit's different. I've been through different shit. I'm actually independent. So I'm at the point where I'm like, yo, I could survive on my own, but I'm only here as a, what's it called? I'm only here as, I don't know, just, I'm only here for her,
you.
like, to keep it up. You
you.
feel me?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I could live on my own if I want to. I only moved back because my mom got lonely and she just wanted some company. So I was like, all right, I got you for a little bit. I'm trying to save up I'll save up on rent anyway. So yeah, I'll kick it for a little bit. But it's like when it comes to parents, other people is different, but like parents, especially when you get to the age when they realize that, you know, they don't really need you to provide for them, you know, sometimes they just get a little testy and you just got to talk to them. They just need a bunch of reassurance. That's what I figured out mad older people need. They just need a shitload of reassurance and everything else is okay. Like, yeah, with you and the whole smoking shit, yo, to this day, no one in my family knows. To this day, no one in my family. They think I don't drink, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy because I feel like you're not being who you are just by not telling them. Like, you know what I mean? I can't live like that around my family.
No, facts. I am who I am, but there's just a certain level of like annoyance I can tolerate. You feel me? Because the more you open up to your parents or your family in general, the more you start letting them in on your life, the more they start wanting to become involved in it. And I'm just like, yo, like, I'm already telling her what I'm doing that she wasn't hip that I was doing before, and she's already being annoying about it. You feel me? So it's like I give her a little every now and then. So because if I gave her too much, she wouldn't be able to handle that shit. You feel me?
So one of the things I did with my mom when she got that way is because she would always like make slight comments or get on my nerves because like, for example, like she'd have to use my car and it smelled like weed sometimes. And I let her know before it's about to smell like weed. And she'd come back like, yo, why your car smell like weed? Like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, yo, this is my car. I let you know beforehand. I'm not trying to hear it. If you did not want to go in the car, you did not have to deal with that. Like, you're doing this to yourself. This is my life. I'm going to live my life. I don't have to live here. That's fine. If you are not okay with the way I live my life, that is fine. And they usually move accordingly. Yeah. Because they don't want to lose you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, I feel like they just want to try to keep that hold on you for as long as humanly possible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Until you sever that shit.
Facts.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, facts. What's it called? I'm at that point in life where I'm at that point in life when your parents expect like repayment. Like when you get to a certain age when like, yeah, you've been skating free for about 20 something years.
Oh yeah,
and now they want you to start doing shit, or they see that, oh, you're living comfortably, so you must be all right. So they start asking for more shit. I'm at that point right now. You feel me?
That's when you leave.
That's why I left the first time, you feel me? But now I'm back in it. And like before, I used to be able to dodge it because I just didn't live with Dukes, you feel me? But now that I'm back and she's literally down the hall, I'm just like, shit. And it's like COVID makes it terrible because the market isn't even what it used to be. So if I was living on my own for those 3 years during similar times to COVID, I would not be able to survive how I survived those 3 years. You feel me? Because the cash flow that I had coming in on that time was how I was able to survive. But if I had to do everything off my current situation, I wouldn't be able to make that shit work at all. You feel me?
You would have moved accordingly though.
Exactly. But Dukes doesn't see that. I moved back during COVID. So she just thinks how it's always been is what is still like now. And I'm just like, yo, the streets are quiet right now. Like, the streets are really quiet right now. I'm not here by choice, fam. You feel me? So they just start asking for more. But I'm like, yo, it's okay. They'll just get it. Other authority figures. Some would call me. Hold up. Yeah.
I want an example.
Oh, my fault.
Like,
my fault.
Sorry.
I was just sharing my shit.
Whatchamacallit? So for me, it's on a whole different level. Cause one, you got me being born in America, having that aspect, them being born in Haiti, and then you add in the fact that I'm a female at that, just adds a whole different level to it. So for me, it personally started when I came back from school the first time.
College
The first time. And I think I was 19 around that time. So I already grew up in a house that was already strict. It had rules, and towards the end of high school, I really started living my life. So then when it came to freshman year, I did as much, but not, not going crazy. But like, I lived my life the way I wanted to. I moved in my room the way I wanted to. The things that I did, I was able to do. And then coming back home, it's kind of like, oh no, like you're under our roof, so you have to abide by our rules. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. I have things that I feel like apply to me. It's not going to apply to you guys. You guys are just observing and you feel like it doesn't fit. And it's still an issue now. Still an issue now. And it's to the point where, I feel like I need to leave just for the sake of
your sanity,
my sanity, but also their sanity, because I don't live. It's happened with not only my parents, it's happened with my grandparents as well. So I have two sets of authority figures who are trying to impose on my life, and then for me to. I got away from my mom, so I'm with my grandma now. And then now it's like, okay, now I got to deal with my grandma. And that's on a whole different level of, I don't know, just a whole nother set of views that definitely don't apply with me. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think the key to getting parents off your back, or just older figures off your back in general, is to just stop relying on them for anything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got to be 100% independent from that person, because if you are, then they have nothing to hold over you, or they don't have the ability to say anything. You know what I mean? Because like you said, just because you live under their roof, they're able to say what they want.
Yep.
But
I've learned over time that when you don't rely on someone as much, they start to rely on you more.
That as well.
So like, the more that you show that, you don't really
need them
for
anymore.
anything like that, they think, okay, since you're so well on your own, you must have enough space on your palette to take my shit as well.
Yep.
So when it comes to that, I'm just like, yo, it comes, some of that shit you just gotta like take some of it, unfortunately, because older people, like when you're talking about a grandma, I'm
you gotta
just
show
like,
them respect some ways.
yeah, when it comes to like your mom,
you gotta hold your tongue sometimes.
Yeah, when it comes to your mom, like you might have a little leeway, but it's like someone as old as your grandma, I'm just like, yeah, when you get a certain age, just like, yo, bitterness is bitterness. You feel me?
You stuck in your ways.
You feel me? You're stuck in your ways. You feel me? Nothing's gonna change your mind. Like shit, you fucking survived segregation. Like, yo, no one can tell you shit right now. You feel me? So I'm just like, yo, sometimes you just gotta take that shit. But other times I've learned that if you have the patience, and this is only if you got the patience, sometimes when you talk it through with them, they might not want to hear it, but sooner or later, they might get the gist of it. Yeah, when it comes to your grandma, though, I don't know. You might just have to calmly.
Honestly, when it comes to grandparents,
move.
I'll just take that out because they're old as hell, and I don't like talking back to my grandma.
No,
yeah, that's mom.
But you see, I can't. I do that and I don't. I'm the one who has the most issue with it out of all the grandkids, because it's like you got my grandma, you got my mom, you got my great grandma. Excuse me, rest her soul. Then you got. I am the oldest.
That's why.
You have my great grandma, you have my grandma, you have my mom, then you have me. We're all the same way, like attitude wise. So I feel like, especially my grandma, like her being like the matriarch or whatever it is in the household, is kind of like everyone just allows her to do certain things. But I'm like, bro, you're stressing yourself out. I'm here to help you, but you don't want me to help you because, like you guys said, you're so set in your ways. So now you're taking it as disrespect. So now you're trying me with things that you know are going to piss me off because we're the same exact person.
That's terrible. Yo.
And would you say that, like, coming up like that, you're going to at least try to break it when it comes to the future generations?
Oh, Hell yes.
Because at least you can do it like that. You feel me? I've learned that, like,
Jesus.
first of all, the only reason why our beliefs are so different is because we just have different perspectives. You feel me? You grew up in Haiti. I grew up over here.
Okay.
I think differently. I was raised up differently, and I had you as an example, so I already know what I'm not trying to do. You feel me? But when it comes to that and these like generational curses that we got to break, is like, yo, you see the shit that you dealt with in your family. You see how they deal with shit when it comes, like when shit gets down, you see how they deal with shit. And from that, you're able to see what not to do and just give that to your own family. You feel me? Like there's been mad shit I viewed from both my mother and my father where there's some things where I'd be like, all right, I got to remember to do that for my kid. But there's also sometimes I'm going to be like, yo, for this specific reason, this is why I can't do that shit. And when my kid gets to that point where I had to experience it, I got to remember also when I'm at that age, yo, I might think my kid is like wilding out or doing something different, but I got to think back to how I had to deal with it when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, okay. It's going to be hard, obviously, but you just got to remember to snap that and break those generational curses. You feel me?
Is there one that you have that you don't want to pass on to your kids?
Comparison.
I'm never hating my kids.
Yeah. That too, because I don't know, I could talk to get my point across. I don't need to lay a hand on anybody. But definitely comparing, because I think comparison is like one of the most, like, I don't know, I think like disrespectful or like one of the most like offensive things you can do to like somebody. You feel me? Like imagine Darnell, you came home one day and you're like, hey guys, like, yo, I did this, that. I'm like, yeah, but he did that, and that. And I was like, yeah, what you're doing is great, but what he's doing is better, and you should strive to be like him, and you should go to him for guidance and all that shit. Yeah, that's something I'm not going to do when it comes to my kids in the future, because I don't know. One time my mom said that to me, and because I have a loud mouth, I was like, okay, go be his mom. And of course that started something. Haiti called me that night. Best believe Haiti called me that night. But I was just like, yo,
no way.
You got to stop comparing. You got to stop comparing people, because people just don't like being compared. They're their own person. You feel me? So that's something you just got to break and stop. And also I realized, yes, you can compare your children, but could you compare how you parent to how that child's parents? That could be the difference. But they never want to see that. They never want to see that.
I would say another one is expectations.
Yeah.
I'm not placing my expectations on them or my goals for them to make my goals their goals. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like, yo, you have, like, you need to do this in your life. You need to do this career path. You need to do that. Nah, like, yo, you're your own person. Facts. Figure it out. You got it.
Facts.
I'll help you. I'll help you wherever you need that.
I couldn't ball out. That doesn't mean you have to ball out, because I couldn't ball out. You feel me?
You feel me?
You feel me? You can make the league in another way. You can make the league in another way.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm start him out like with a ball in his hands, but if he's like, I don't want this ball in my hand, I want this ball. All right, good luck.
Facts.
I'm gonna be a little hurt. I might cry a little bit on the inside, but hey, I'm gonna cheer for you, Kemp.
Oh God. One thing I won't pass is not having an open household. So like the way my household grew up is that, you know, whatever they say goes, and then if anything happens, we don't talk about it. We just let it happen, and then we forget about it the next day. So
sounds toxic as shit. I'm sorry.
So I would rather have my kids be able to talk. If I do something that they don't like, or their father does something, or even their grandmother or whomever does something that they don't like, I would rather them come up to me and say it, rather than them holding it in, like myself, or them going to other people and speaking on it, because then it involves other people that don't need to be involved.
Yeah. But also, with that being said, I would something that I want to break is expecting people to drop the world for you.
Oh my God.
Like, I get it. We all want to help each other. We all want to see everybody perform to the best of their ability and all that. But at the same time, it's not worth killing yourself over. You feel me? Like, there's something. I'm my mother's only child, so it was able to, just be what it is with me and her. But I've seen what like other families have done, and by all means, how you raise your family is how you raise your family. But I'm just like, yo, your kid clearly wants to do this. Your kid is clearly invested in doing this. They have no interest in going the other way or living life how you envisioned living it, but you're still breaking your back for them. And as you should, because you're a parent, you gotta ride out for your kid. But if your kid subscribes to a certain lifestyle and you're literally killing yourself to like stop that or try to change it to something else, you're really only just gonna hurt yourself. You feel me? And this doesn't have to go with just parents and child. This can go with brother to brother, sister to sister, friend to friend, relative to coworker to coworker. Sometimes you just gotta realize, yo, people just want to live their life how they want to live your life. If you fuck with that, cool, you can still be cool. If you don't fuck with that, then you could move accordingly. You feel me? You don't have to turn the entire world upside down because shit's not going how you want it to go. Everyone lives their life differently. You feel me? So that's something I'm gonna break. Because like I can use me for an example. I'm not going down a bad path. I feel like I'm doing everything that I need to do to take myself to the next level. Okay. But because there's just some shit that people just don't understand, it's being looked at as something else. And I'm just like, yo, I don't need the lecture, guys. I know what I'm doing. It's cool. I really don't need the lecture. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything bad. Y'all might think I'm doing something bad just because you don't know what I'm really out here doing. And that's what it is. But like, if that's the case, just let shit rock. And you'll get brought in when you're ready to get brought in.
So boom, right? You're single now. But like, say your significant others, say like their parents and like their views, have they ever tried to impose it on y'all in y'all's relationship?
Say that one more time.
So we're speaking about
my significant other's parents,
right?
Would they force their beliefs on me?
Have y'all dealt with that situation? And if you did, how would you go about it? Because it's one thing to deal with your family doing it, but then now you having your significant others, views being imposed on y'all's relationship.
I've never met the family of anyone I've dated, so
I'll say this.
Yeah. Well, so
parents. I've had that actual experience. High school, really. I don't even know if this counts because it was so fucking long ago. But my high school girlfriend, right?
Oh, God.
I was with her for like 3 years or whatever, and her parents did not like me whatsoever. Why? Because I was a black man. That was it. Dad told her all the time she'd be with a white guy. Went to prom with her. Told her she'd be with a white guy. All that shit, right?
Oh, you got that stereotypical relationship.
Oh yeah, I had it, bro. I had it.
You told her, I wish your father could see you now?
Oh, what? Bro, I used to tell her that all the time. Like when I used to fuck her, bro, I used to be like, yo, your dad would be so heated right now if he see the shit you doing. I used to love that shit.
I feel it.
I used to love that shit. Like, yo, your daddy would be heated. I used to love it. But I never really let it affect the relationship or me and her because I know that's not how she feels. Because I remember growing up, my mom used to tell me, you better not bring no damn white girl home or I'm going to fuck both of y'all up. That's what she used to tell me verbatim.
And what happened when you did
I brought a white girl home the first time home. You know what she said? Oh, who's this? Oh, is she hungry? Does she want anything to eat? Oh, here's the remote. You can sit on the couch, relax.
Trip. Oh, yeah. But what'd she say when she left?
Oh, puissant vini avec TV.
Exactly. Like, what? They're always going to be sweet when they're right there in the moment.
But they ain't going to bring that energy around them. But like,
they'll bring the smoke when they leave, though.
Her dad, I felt that energy around him. Like, nigga would not talk to me, did not like me at all. Like, it was obvious.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm just like, yo, if your significant other feels a certain way about you, what their parents feel has no bearing on your relationship because you're in a relationship with them, your significant other, not their parents. You know what I mean? Especially at this point in our lives where parents really don't have much of a say in your relationship. So I don't give a fuck. Like, yo,
I feel that, and I feel you 100%. But I feel like, honestly, I feel like it's only like that with the guy side. Like I see and understand why we're like on the women's side. I feel
like it would be a lot.
Yeah, like they look to the approval of their family, or like if their family didn't approve, it wouldn't be a clean situation.
No, my thing is, I feel like that would be a mother thing, a mother and girlfriend thing. Rather than, like that's always like that scenario is always the mother doesn't like the girlfriend, it's so I feel like that's he's a mama's boy, which is partly why because he's too close with his mom. Yeah, I feel like that's really the only time that happens.
I feel like if your mom didn't like fuck with your shorty, she wouldn't see it, or like it'd be rare that she sees it. But vice versa, I feel like if her parents weren't fucking with you, if you were in the crib, you'd feel that.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's only different with men and women.
I feel like females will be able to see it too.
I feel like women hide it though. Like you're not gonna give off that vibe or that type of energy. Until that person is gone, because you don't want to be in a confrontation or a bad space yourself. Like you may feel like I don't like this person, but no one likes confrontation, and I know women do not like confrontation.
Yeah, women don't like confrontation, but then they'll take it other ways. The only reason I'm saying that is because I have girlfriends who have dealt with that and have had mothers who will not say anything directly, but then when the girl when she leaves, they will tell the son stuff, and then the son will go and tell the girl.
Now, that's the fucked up part on the son's part, because what he should be doing is putting his mom in check.
True.
That is his girl. You know what I mean? If that is your girl, you're invested in her, you're trying to build a future with her. Your mom has already had her life. She's already had her kids. True. She's had her man. She's done everything. She's done her best in your life. You know what I mean? She's gotten you ready for this girl.
Right.
So she should be shown, you should be letting her know that she needs to give her the utmost respect. Because how would you feel if your girl just came in and started disrespecting your mother?
True.
It's the same shit. So,
but then that could be a situation of division too.
That is not a situation.
Her coming in between them two.
No, and that's when the husband, or not the husband, the son, her boyfriend, the significant other's boyfriend, has to put the mom in check. I love you, but this is my girl. Okay. This is my future. You need to understand that. And she would understand the same shit if she was in that position as well. You know what I mean? Like she had a man once. She has a man. She had kids once too. Like she understands. She's just being jealous and territorial because you're her child, which is understandable.
Understandable, yeah.
You just need to reassure her and let her know that you're not going anywhere and you're still gonna be there for her.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like that's easy to get off when you're a dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel like, I know why. But I just feel like those type of conversations, when you can speak like that to your parent, it's easier when you're a guy. I feel like when women do it, obviously you can speak to it better than I can. But I feel like when women do it, it's like when women test their family, it's just like, okay, if shit goes south, it's just going to be bad vibes in this house for a while. You can't come to the house anymore. If you came to the house before, you can't come to the house now. And
burning bridges is what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And that's the thing. Like, yo, I feel like when dudes do it, it's like, yeah, we could do it because we come to a sense of understanding and we make it rock. But I feel like when women does it, it just sets bad vibes and just starts dividing everybody. And you never want to break up a happy home. You feel me? Like you never want to like stir the pot. And like even though shorty should like speak up for you, it's just like, yo, that's something we never want to do. So that's why shit just happens, huh?
True, but
approach. Like how you approach them.
I'm hip.
But
if
not
you approach
really.
her in a confrontational way or like an accusational way, someone's gonna get defensive.
Yeah, but I feel like even if you try to do it softly, like just depending on like it's usually the males that
I understand
like
what he's saying.
Yeah,
I agree with you now.
Because I feel like I feel like the mother and son is easy. But the daughter and father is not easy.
Daughter and father, daughter and brother, daughter and male cousins, daughter and uncle. Like
facts.
It's
daughter and anyone is not gonna work out well.
It's not at all.
I genuinely feel that because
I remember I
can picture like my little sister. I could see her bringing this little ass kid over. I'm saying this because I'm 18 years older than her, but like say she's like 18 and she brings like this kid over, right? I already know. I'm gonna tell like, yo, he ain't good for you. He ain't good enough for you. but that's just because I don't think anyone will be good enough
Good for her. Yeah.
And it's
Feel me?
also a check to the dude.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like, yo, you got me here.
You need to prove
If you can
yourself.
talk to me,
Yeah.
I know you're gonna take care of her.
I'm sorry,
feel
but
me?
as a man, like, you're going to, if you're fucking with my daughter, it is different because you're going to have to prove yourself that you can take care of her.
Exactly.
That's honestly, I Devin, you're 100% right.
You feel me?
You're 100% right.
But when it comes to women, and it's
There's
like,
no
okay,
way to
now
go
you think
about it.
about, okay, the father acts tough because he wants to see if you're actually going to be able to take care of, the daughter. But now when it comes to the other side, and it's just like,
It's
okay,
just
now
in
you're
terms of
hounded.
letting go. Just
Facts.
just let
Now
your
you're
girl
hounded
go.
by the
Let
women
your
in the
boy go.
family. You feel me? Now you're hounded about the women in the family. It's just like they're probably on her like, oh, can she cook? Does she clean? Where does she live? What does her family think of you?
So sick.
What is blah 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 blah? Like fucking, like I remember one time it was terrible, right? I talked to my mom about what's it called, my current girlfriend, and we're cool. We vibe together all the time, right? I brought her home one time that I knew my mom was gonna be home, but I didn't know other people were gonna be in the area also.
Damn.
And my aunt was in the area, and I haven't really like introduced my aunt to shit because why? You feel me? She's my aunt. So then when that whole shit happened,
Right.
I was watching it happen, and I was just like, damn, I know what my aunt is trying to do, but I know she just doesn't know how to express it, so it's just not going to translate well. You feel me? And I'm just like, I don't want shorty to be going through shit, but because of like the women in my family, the strong women in my family, I just know that's just going to be one of the
Caribbean
things you're
women.
going to have to go through. You feel me?
That's just
And I know, like me, when it comes to like my time, and I got to deal with the men in her family, I know I'm gonna have to deal with that shit too. But it's like what Darnell said earlier: men are cool with confrontation.
women
You feel
are
me?
not.
Women are not. So that's just how it is on that.